In this video, I wanted to share with you an idea for a DIY neon sign. To do something similar, you will need a 1 meter long L wire, something to power it, glue, and a 3D printer. Alternatively, you can try and make a cutout in plywood using a jigsaw, or you can have an STL printed in exchange for money. My neon sign is an all-time classic, Pac-Man and one of his ghost friends. Ever since I started 3D printing, I switched from modeling in SketchUp to Fusion 360, which is much better for such applications. Pac-Man easily translates to geometric shapes. 3/4 of a circle and you're pretty much done. I made a circle not too big so it easily fits on the end of 3. To make the neon rigid enough, I made the outline 6 mm wide and extruded it 5 mm to give it some depth. The corners are rounded so I don't have to make sharp bends with L wire. The edge that the wire attaches to is precisely 1.2 mm wide, which is 3 times the diameter of the stock nozzle. That edge is extruded by 6-7 mm, which is the width of the L wire sleeve, or whatever it's called. A 4 mm wide opening will be used to run the L wire power from the back side. Spoiler alert, this opening turned out to be too small and I had to make it bigger in the end. I printed both characters in white PLA, first layer at 0.16 mm and the rest at 0.2. Approximately 3 hours and 21 grams of filament later, the Pac-Man was ready and it turned out good enough. It took another 3 or so hours to print the other guy. This time I experienced some adhesion issues, but it wasn't anything major that would have affected the final result. I treated the edges with a file and enlarged the L wire opening. I took off the protective cap and threaded the wire through the hole. On the power connector side, I removed about 1 cm of the sleeve so it's easier to bend the L wire as it comes out from the back. After that, I proceeded with gluing the sleeve to the edge. For that I used a glue that theoretically is dedicated to fabrics, but I have successfully applied it to many different materials before. It's quite easy to work with, as it doesn't dry instantly, giving you just enough time to fix any mistakes. I applied the glue in batches a few centimeters long and pressed the L wire to the print using my fingers or clamps and wooden blocks. It took quite a bit to do the entire thing, but it's worth it to take your time and not rush through it, as this will directly influence the quality of the final product. I cut the excess of the L wire with scissors. L wire is powered using 110 volts, so you'll very likely need a voltage transformer. I myself went with a battery-powered solution, which allows me to place the neon pretty much anywhere I want. Be warned that this particular transformer makes a quiet high-pitched sound when it's on. If you plan on powering more than one wire, I highly recommend getting a splitter cable. So, how do you like the end result? Probably not as much as my son. If you're going to make something similar, it's worth to print it in a color that will somewhat match the setting where you want to display it. For example, white will look good against the white wall, but it won't go very well with red bricks as the backdrop. Using this very method, you can do pretty much any shape you want. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.